Special thanks to Patreon supporter Derek Frost Westbrook for making this video possible. Hello ladies and gentlemen, Secure204 here bringing you another Minecraft World War II vehicle tutorial. In this tutorial we'll be going ahead and building the M25 tank transporter known by the nickname of Dragon Wagon. The M25 tank transporter was a combination of the 6x6 M26 armored heavy tank transporter slash tank recovery tractor and companion 40-ton M15 trailer introduced into the U.S. Army service in Europe in 1944 through 45. It was manufactured by Pacific Car and Foundry Co., and it was a subsequent upgrade over the Diamond T M19 transporter slash trailer duo introduced in 1940. Nicknamed the Dragon Wagon, it was replaced by the 10-ton 6x6 M123 semi-tractor beginning in 1955. So yeah, the M25 tank transporter here, an absolute beast of a vehicle. And you can see in front of us here, this thing is absolutely massive. And for good reason. This was designed to be able to transport tanks for the Allies. More specifically, the United States fielded this. The tank mainly transporter was designed to be for the Sherman. However, there are some pictures with it transporting up to 2 M5 or M3 Stuarts. And yeah, it's a pretty cool design, and this design here would work with my Sherman. So if you do want to build a Sherman being transported on it, you can definitely look at one of my previous Sherman tutorials and actually be able to add it on. Now, granted, it was only tested with the brand new design for my Shermans with the M4A3E8 Sherman I did a tutorial on, and kind of is a bit of a different design compared to the other ones, but the other ones will most likely fit as well. So it's a cool vehicle that has some good functionality, and you can put some few tanks being transported on it, but it's just a massive piece of equipment. It's huge, and we're going to go ahead and dive into it, taking a good look at it here in a second. Before we do, though, I do want to go ahead and give a special thanks to Patreon supporter Derek Frost Westbrook for making this tutorial possible. If you guys are interested in supporting the channel more you already do, feel free to check out my Patreon page. Link is always in my video descriptions, where you can go and pledge a small amount to the channel every month, and in doing so, earn a vehicle course to your choosing. It really helps support the work I do on my channel. It's really greatly appreciated, so definitely feel free to check that out. And again, link is always in my video descriptions. With that, though, let's go ahead and dive in here to take a look at the M25 Dragon Wagon tank transporter. So, getting started with, we have the main vehicle itself. This is the 6x6 M26 armored heavy tank transporter slash recovery vehicle. It's an absolute massive vehicle, and it's basically built around an engine. So you have a huge engine that sits underneath this cab, and you have basically a super beefed up vehicle. It is designed to basically be able to be a recover vehicle as well, so it does have the winch systems here on the back that actually are used to help pull the tank up onto the trailer, but also to pull tanks out of ditches or whatever may need be. It's got some other different gear on it, and all that stuff. It obviously has a hitch here for basically the trailer to mount onto, and it has this little kind of side crane here as well for kind of, looks like more like some light duty type of operations and all that stuff. So it's a really cool looking vehicle. We even have the machine gun mounted on top, and the design we did go with is we do have these like little panels that are opened up on the side to basically on the side of the cab. So this would seat 6 people, 3 on each side, and these doors are kind of open. So on the vehicle itself, they could be closed, so they could just basically form a flat surface on the side here, and these little slits here are like the little gaps in it for, like, I guess you can say windows. However, we have the panels that are kind of flipped down, so we have the windows that look like they're right here because that panel is theoretically flipped down. But you could obviously have this fully enclosed if you do want it a little bit more protected. Then we have the M15 trailer. So it's a pretty cool trailer, nothing really too fancy about it, but standard kind of fifth wheel type design. It's got its kind of supports here, or basically its front little legs there that it can be parked on. We then have the trailer itself. So this right here is where the tank or vehicle would most likely be parked. So right here in this area, and it's got this really cool kind of wheelbase here on the back that's also pretty unique and pretty interesting, as well as these ramps here that would be able to drop down to allow a tank to be pulled up onto it, or a tank to drive up on it. So overall, it's a really cool design for this wrecker. It should be a really cool build to add into your World War II maps, especially if you're looking for some cool United States stuff to add in and some more like logistic type vehicles. Anyways, though, that's going to do it for this overview. Let's go ahead and move into the tutorial by beginning with our first layer, layer number 1. Alright guys, so let's go ahead and get started here with our first layer. Our first layer here really is just going to be setting up our wheelbase, so that is going to kind of be our main priority here. First thing we want to do with is we're going to place down a polished black stone block like this, and then a polished black stone upside down stair on both sides of it. We're going to go ahead and skip a space of 3 over to the side, and there polished black stone full block, and then there upside down stair on both ends. From this, we're going to go ahead and build back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're going to have a space of 5, and then we're going to go ahead and set up our next set of wheels. And the same thing will be done on both sides here. So just like that. After we have that done, we're going to go ahead and build one more set out to the sides here for our thicker wheels. After that is complete, we want to go ahead and then build a second set after this. So we're going to go ahead and build 2 more sets going back. Like so, and same thing over here. Like that. After we have that all done, we're going to go ahead and then skip a space back to basically our rear trailer wheels. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 blocks back. I'm going to go ahead and double check here using my tool here, and it's going to be 15 blocks in length. So we're going to have 15 blocks back. We're going to go ahead and place down polished black stone upside down stair, full block, upside down stair. We're going to go and then skip a space, and we're going to do the same thing. Going back. We're going to go ahead and then skip 1 space over, and we're going to go ahead and repeat the same process here. So just like we did previously, just onto this side. And we're going to do the same thing. So it's just going to go ahead and continue to have a block of space between our wheels. Same thing up here. And one last time, we're going to build a space over. And just like this. So once we have that all done, we basically have something that looks like this here for our rear trailer. We have a space of 15 between the back wheels of our main vehicle, which are double stacked. And then we have a space of 5 between our innermost wheel there and our front wheels like that. So again, this right here is what it should look like from the top down view. Once you have that all built and good to go, that's it for layer 1. And with that, we'll be going ahead and jumping into layer number 2. Moving into our next layer, we have layer number 2. For layer 2 to get started with here, we're going to place down a green terracotta block that's going to go up and kind of be in the center in between these front wheels. We're going to follow this up with a dark oak wood fence gate to both sides. Then a green shulker box coming off that fence gate, like so. An item frame on the side here with a green terracotta block in the item frame. If you're on Java, you can also place down a dark oak wood button on the side of that block as well. Just a side note that if you are not on Java, you will not be able to place down an item frame and a button / sign in the same block space. So basically anytime we do place down the item frame and the sign or a button like that, you will probably want to just place down the item frame. So just keep that in mind as we progress through the tutorial, and same thing will be done over here on this side as well. We're going to go ahead and place down a polished black stone block just on both sides like that to go ahead and finish it off. Now after we have that all done, we want to go ahead and then take our dark oak wood fence gates. We're going to place down 1, 2, 3, and yeah, we're going to go ahead and place down 3 going back from that middle block. Now after we have that done, we're going to go ahead and place down 2 end rods. So we're going to go ahead and go back 1 and 2 end rods. Now we then want to go ahead and grab a dark oak wood trapdoor. We're going to place down a block here and a dark oak wood trapdoor coming off of it. On top of that trapdoor, we do want to go ahead and place down an anvil. So we're going to place down an anvil right here, like so. After that's done, on the sides here, we're going to go ahead and grab our dark oak wood top slabs, or rather, yeah, our dark oak wood top slabs. We're just going to place down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And same thing here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we'll also go ahead and grab a dark oak wood sign. We're going to place down a sign on the second slab like that, and also on the side here of this fence gate, and same thing will be done over here. So just like this on both sides, and we're going to go ahead and change this one fence gate out for a mossy cobblestone wall like that. And that right there is basically what we should have there for our kind of bottom here, or kind of our drive train here for the front. Now, once we get to this point here, we're going to go ahead and start setting up our rear wheels. This is going to be done with polished blackstone full blocks on top of the stairs to go ahead and help form our wheels. We then want to place down 2 mossy cobblestone walls in the middle, in between those blocks, and that'll be done, same thing there on both sides. Now, after that's done, in the middle space here, we're going to go ahead and just take our mossy cobblestone, and we're just going to go ahead and continue this all the way across to form our axles. So it's just going to go across like that. Now, also in addition to that, we're going to go ahead and take our green terracotta. We're going to go ahead and place down a green terracotta block here from this anvil, and then we just want to place down 1 and 2 back like that to go ahead and again show some of the transmission and stuff like that that's located down here in this bottom section here of the vehicle. However, once we get to this point, we'll lastly go ahead and grab some zombie heads, and we're just going to place down a zombie head here on the side of those blocks like that facing inwards. And that right there is going to be the basic structure there for the truck. So for this layer, that's all we have going for it. We're going to then go to the rear, and we're going to go ahead and work on our trailer. So our trailer here, we're going to do the same technique we did before. We're going to go ahead and build each one of these wheels just like this. We then want to go ahead and grab our some green shulker boxes, and on the blocks, or I should say the wheels facing toward the outside, we're going to go ahead and do our shulker box like this to both ends. So like that. We'll then go ahead and grab an item frame. We're going to place down an item frame here on the side of these blocks, and then in those item frames, we're going to place down green terracotta blocks. And the same thing as we did for the most forward wheels is we can go ahead and place down dark oak buttons again for Java players. And again, same thing will be done over here. So just like that. After that is all done, we can then go ahead and just place down green terracotta in the middle of these wheels here in the center, just going ahead and kind of filling that in. We're going to go ahead and place down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 green terracotta blocks filling in this row and this row right here. So it looks like that. Then we want to place down a green terracotta block that sticks 1 back on both sides, and then a row of 3 of mossy cobblestone walls across. This is going to be followed up with a dark oak wood fence gate on the ends here. Open this fence gate here toward the rear. And coming off that fence gate, we're going to place down an item frame. And in that item frame, we're going to place down an apple. So it looks like that there for the rear. We then want to go ahead and take our birchwood top slab. We're going to place down a birchwood top slab here to both sides. We'll then go ahead and grab ourselves some polished blackstone or nether brick, either one will work. And we're going to place down a polished blackstone top slab, then a birchwood top slab, and then a polished blackstone. So you kind of have like this kind of caution-esque type of backing or bumper like that. Then we're just going to place down a fence gate here off these 2 blocks, and then a zombie head coming off this block here. Now, if you're on Java, we can also go ahead and do a little bit of detailing here on the inside. And this is going to be placing down item frames on the side of these green terracotta blocks. And then we're going to place down green terracotta blocks in those item frames. So again, the item frames really can only be placed in the same block space on Java. And if you're not on Java, again, you'll have to find an alternative to it, or just not place down those item frames. It's not that big of a deal. It's kind of in between there, and it's not really a main focal point a lot of people are going to see. After that, though, we're going to go ahead and just place down a row 3 of dark oak with top slabs across this middle section, filling that space in. At this point, we're going to take our green terracotta, and we're going to go ahead and go forward 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12 green terracotta blocks forward. We're going to go ahead and do the same thing over here on this side. So, just like that. After that's done, along the side here, we're going to go ahead and go to our second green terracotta block from our wheels. We're going to build 1 block out to the side, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 forward. And this will be followed up with a dark oak wood upside down stair. We're going to do the same thing over here. Going off the side here, building forward, another upside down stair. We then want to place down an item frame, a button, item frame, button, item frame, button, and we're going to go ahead and continue this pattern on the side here until we get to that stair. Now what we're going to do next is we're going to go ahead and grab a tripwire hook, and we're going to place it in our item frames, and we want to rotate it so that the tripwire hook is facing downwards. So this is going to take a little bit of time, but it will be done on both sides. And the same thing here, we're going to have that alternating pattern along the side here. And again, our tripwire hook, like so. And that right there will basically finish that off. Now, after you have that all done there, we want to go ahead and then take our dark oak wood stairs, and we're going to place down a row of 3 across the space here, as well as we're going to go ahead and place down a piston upside down. That's going to be coming off this block here on both sides. So it's going to look just like this. And then to the sides of that piston, we want to go and grab some dark oak wood fence gates. We're going to place down fence gates, and we're just going to have this opened up toward the pistons like that. And after we have that done, for our inside section here, or interior of the trailer, we're going to go ahead and place down a row of mossy cobblestone walls, a dark oak wood stair to both sides, and a dark oak wood slab there in the middle. We're going to go ahead and then place down another row of mossy cobblestone walls across, and then we're going to go ahead and take our dark oak wood top slabs, and we're going to place down a row of 3, a second row of 3, and then a third row. So 3 rows of 3. Or, sorry, rather, it's actually going to be only... Yeah, sorry, my bad. It's actually going to be only 2. So it's only 2 rows of 3, and then we have our mossy cobblestone walls again. Then this next section here is going to be 2 dark oak wood stairs on the sides here. So 1, 2, 1, 2, and then we're going to place down 2 green terracotta blocks in the center. Then another row of mossy cobblestone walls. We're going to go then place down another dark oak wood stair here to both sides, dark oak wood slab in the middle, and then another row of mossy cobblestone walls across to go ahead and form that right there. And once you have that all done, that right there is going to complete our layout here for the trailer. So looking at it from above here, this is what we should have so far for the top-down view. Do make sure your spacing is correct so far. You should have a total of 2 blocks of space between this piston and the back here of this rear tire for the main tractor. So just make sure that's all lined up and everything else is good to go. But yeah, that right there is going to conclude what we have here for layer 2. Again, here's a top-down view of it so far. With that, we will be going ahead and moving into our next layer, which will be layer number 3. Moving into our next layer, we have layer number 3. For layer 3 to go ahead and begin with is we're going to go ahead and just complete all of our wheels. For this, we're just going to place down our polished blackstone stair and a full block in the center there. Basically the same thing we did on the bottom, just kind of flipped. So we're going to go ahead and just do the same thing here. And this will also apply to our rear tires as well. So make sure those get done. And also, we will be doing the same thing on our trailer. So that's our front wheels done, and then we have our trailer wheels. And make sure you do get every single wheel. There should be a total of 8 here on this back one. And just like that. So with that, we have our wheels all complete for this layer, and we are good to go in that terms. With this, we will be going ahead and now we're beginning work here on the tractor. So for the tractor here, we're going to start off by going ahead and grabbing our mossy cobblestone walls, and we want to place down a row of 3 going across the space here. We're going to go ahead then go forward 1 and 2 more walls, 1 and 2, and then 1 in the center. This center space here, we are going to fill in with a dark oak wood top slab. After we have that done, we want to go ahead and then place down a dark oak wood top slab to both sides, like so. Then in the center, we're going to go ahead and grab ourselves another block of netherite. So type this in, if I can spell it right. And this right here says block of netherite. We're going to place down this block right like so. And then to the sides of it, we're going to go ahead and place down a grindstone. So like this, and this is meant to represent the winch that would be located on the bottom front bumper here. Now after that's done, we're going to go ahead and place down a dark oak wood upside down stair here on the side of the piston, or grindstone I should say, and then another upside down stair going forward from it. So it will look like that there from the side. We're going to go ahead and place down a dark oak wood sign on the 2 sides here of this first stair. Same thing here over here. And the space in between here, we're just going to fill in with a row of 3 of dark oak wood top slabs. Like that going across. We then want to go ahead and grab an item frame. And we're going to place down an item frame here on the side of these blocks. And then in those item frames, we're going to go ahead and place down a tripwire hook rotated downwards. We'll also go ahead and take this time to place down a zombie head coming off the side of this top slab like so. On the sides here, we're going to place down 2 item frames. Same thing will be done over here. And then in those item frames, we're going to go ahead and place down an iron shovel, an iron axe, and over here an iron shovel and iron axe. You can change them up if you want to, but we're just going to go ahead and keep them the same on both sides. And they're just going to be rotated sideways like that along the side there for some tools mounted on the front bumper. Now once that is all complete there, we want to go ahead and then continue to work our way back here. And this is going to be done with placing down a row of green terracotta. So we're going to go ahead and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 blocks back. And that should bring us all the way here to the rear. So it's going to go ahead and go to this point right here. And actually we're going to go ahead and go one less. And then it's going to be a stone brick wall. And the same thing over here, stone brick wall. And then we have our green terracotta. That's going to go ahead and go all the way forward for our braces here. Again, more of our chassis. We then want to place down a dark oak with top slab here, followed by a mossy cobblestone wall, dark oak with top slab, mossy cobblestone wall, dark oak with top slab, and a mossy cobblestone wall. So kind of that alternating pattern right there. Then we want to go ahead and take our block of netherite, and we're actually going to go ahead and replace these two blocks here with blocks of netherite. And we're also going to go ahead and replace this green terracotta block here with a stone brick block like that for our suspension there for the vehicle. So it's going to look like this here so far. And in the center here, we're going to go ahead and just continue to build our bracing in. So it's going to be 2 dark oak with top slabs like so. Then we're going to go ahead and place down an air mossy cobblestone wall here, a second one, and then an air top slab going back. And coming off that top slab, we're going to go ahead and just very simply place down a zombie head, and then a dark oak wood sign that's going to come off the sides here of those stone brick walls. So it's going to look just like that. Now, after we have that all complete, we want to go and then go to the sides and kind of do more of our detailing here on the sides. This is going to start off with a dark oak wood upside down stair like so, and an upside down stair coming off it, so you have a corner stair and then a normal regular stair. On the regular stair here, we are going to place down a dark oak wood sign, and the same thing will be done over here on this side as well. Going back from this, we do have a difference in our detailing here for both sides. So over here on the left side, we're going to place down a block of netherite, and then we're going to go ahead and then grab our green shulker boxes. And we're going to place down 2 green shulker boxes, basically bottom to bottom. So like so. And then we'll take a dark oak wood button, and we're going to place on the side here these 2 blocks. Now that right there is basically what we're going to do on the right side. Left side here, it's going to be a bit of a different design here. And this will be the start of our spare tire located in this section. So we will remove these 3 dark oak wood top slabs. And in its place, we're going to place down a polished black stone full block here, and then an upside down stair to both sides for the start of that spare tire that's mounted here on the right side. So that right there is going to finish up the truck here for this layer. So that is it for the truck, and at this point we'll be now going ahead and moving on to the trailer. So for the trailer, we're going to place down a green terracotta block on top of these 2 pistons like so, and in that space in between those green terracotta blocks, we're going to place down a row 3 of dark oak wood upside down stairs. We're also going to place down a dark oak wood upside down stair on the side here of these green terracotta blocks. We then want to place down a lever facing upwards from those green terracotta blocks there in the front. Now, after that's done, we're going to go ahead and then grab ourselves some green carpet, and we're going to place down a green carpet here on top of those 2 stairs there. A dark oak wood stair like that to both sides, another green carpet here in the center, and then an end rod coming off those 2 stairs like that. Now, on top of these walls here, right across from the end rods, we're going to place down a zombie head on both sides. And then we want to go and then place down a dark oak wood trapdoor, like so, on top of that wall. We're going to go then place down a trapdoor on top of the stair, open it up to the sides, as well as a row of 1, 2, 3, 4, and yeah, for a total of 4 stairs back on both sides here. And then we're going to take our trapdoors here, and we're going to go and place down a row of 4 of trapdoors. And again, we're going to have these opened up to the outsides like that. We then want to go ahead and grab our stone pressure plates, and we're going to go ahead and place down a row of stone pressure plates. So going off this stair here, we're going to place down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18. We're going to stop right before that last green terracotta block, and the same thing over here. We then want to grab dark oak wood buttons, and anywhere we have the item frame, we're going to go ahead and just place down a dark oak wood button on the side above it. So same thing there on both sides. Now at this point, we then have a little bit of detailing on the inside here. Very simple stuff. It's going to be a fence post on both sides here and a redstone repeater like that with the notches spread apart on the inside. So that right there is going to finish that off. We then want to go ahead and grab a zombie head, and we're going to place down a zombie head here on top of these fence gates. So on both sides here, we're going to go then place down a dark oak trapdoor on top of this green terracotta block and then open it toward the back. Then coming off the back of that trapdoor, we're going to place down a mossy cobblestone wall. And then we want to place down a dark oak fence gate on top of that zombie head open it toward the front there of the trailer. And once we have that all done right there, that is going to wrap up everything we have for that layer. So yeah, that right there is going to include everything there for layer number 3. Again, taking a look at it from up above, this right here is what it's going to look like from the top-down view. And with that, we will be going ahead and moving on to our next layer, which will be layer number 4. Alright guys, moving into our next layer, we have layer number 4. For layer 4 to go ahead and get started with here, we're going to go and place down our row of 3 of green terracotta across the front here. We're going to go ahead and then grab ourselves a green stained glass pane, and we're just going to place down a green stained glass pane to both sides with the item frame coming off those panes. And then we're going to go ahead and place down a snowball in the item frames like so to go ahead and make the front headlights. After that's done, we're going to take our green terracotta, we're going to place down a row of 3, followed by a second row, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, and 8, 9, and 10. So 10 rows of 3 going back, so a total of 11, and it's going to end right here where this where these shulker boxes are, or the end of our spare tire. So that is where it's going to end on both sides. Now once we get to this point, on the left side here, we're going to place down 1 and 2 green stained glass panes. This can be followed up with a dark oak wood upside down stair, then a dark oak wood top slab, and our dark oak wood upside down stair. We're going to go ahead and grab ourselves a piece of white stained glass. We're going to place that down over here on the left side, and then a green stained glass pane. Over here on the right side, we're going to do pretty much the same thing. So 2 green stained glass panes going back from the already existing one, dark oak wood upside down stair, top slab, another upside down stair, another white stained glass pane, and another green stained glass pane like that. Except on this side here, we're going to go ahead and build our wheel. So we have our polished blackstone. We'll go ahead and grab our shulker box and our polished blackstone again. Again, we'll do the same design that we did for our front wheels by placing down the item frame here on the side. And again, the dark oak wood button, if applicable. Over here on the other side, we're going to go ahead and build another block of netherite up. And we then want to go ahead and grab this dark prismarine. And we're going to place down a row of 2 of dark prismarine top slabs. After that is all done, going ahead and now focus our attention here at the center. We're going to take our mossy cobblestone walls and we're going to build 1, 2, 3, 4 walls back. Same thing over here, 1, 2, 3, 4. We then want to go ahead and grab our green terracotta, and we're going to place down our row of 3 of green terracotta across the back here. Now, after that row of 3 of green terracotta, we're going to go ahead and place down a tripwire hook around the sides here of those blocks like so, as well as a lever on the center block that's going to be facing down toward that zombie head. Then, after we have that done, we want to go ahead and grab ourselves some zombie heads, and we're going to place down 2 zombie heads here, positioned like so. So we're going to kind of build off of each other like that. And then we want to place down a dark oak wood sign on the side here of this mossy cobblestone wall. And then in the center here, we're going to take our dark prismarine again, and we're just going to place down a row of 4 of dark prismarine top slabs, filling that center space in like that. And after we have that all done, that is going to do it there for our tractor for this layer. So this is what it should look like again from a top-down view. With that all done, we're going to go ahead and move back to our trailer here and continue work on our trailer. We're going to go ahead and go up from the levers here with a green terracotta block. To the sides, a dark oak wood upside down stair. And then in the middle here, a row of 3 of dark oak wood upside down stairs. So like that across. We're going to go ahead and then place down a dark oak wood stair to both sides, come off those green terracotta blocks, and then a green carpet there to the sides. We're going to go ahead and also place down a mossy cobblestone wall in the center, and again a green carpet to the sides there. After that, we're going to go ahead and work our way back here to the rear. We're going to place down a mossy cobblestone wall on top of this one from the previous layer. A dark oak wood trapdoor coming off that wall like so. We then want to go ahead and grab our chains. We're going to place down a chain, kind of horizontally on top of that polished blackstone stair. And we also want to go ahead and place down a end rod that is going to be sitting above this space here. So it's going to kind of go up from the fence gates at an angle like that out to the sides. And once you have that all done there, that is going to wrap up everything we have there for the trailer for this layer. And that right there will conclude everything we have for layer number 4. Again, here's an aerial top-down view of what this looks like so far. And with that, we'll be going ahead and moving into our next layer, which will be layer number 5. Moving into our next layer, we have layer number 5. For layer 5 to go ahead and get started with here, we're going to go ahead and begin by placing down a white stained glass pane on top of this green terracotta block here, and then a green stained glass pane to both sides, followed by one more green stained glass pane to the sides. We're going to go then place down a row of 3 of green terracotta across that center, and this will be followed up with a mossy cobblestone wall on both ends. We're We're going to go then place down another green terracotta block on the sides here, followed by a mossy cobblestone wall, green terracotta, mossy cobblestone wall, and then green terracotta. And one more time a mossy cobblestone wall, and then a row 3 of green terracotta across to close that area off. Now right here kind of comes down to what you plan on doing here for the vehicle. So if you do want to have these door or like the windows open and exposed, so as you can see right there, you will be going ahead and placing down item frames on the side here of these blocks, and you go ahead and then placing down black beds in those item frames rotated sideways, and then a dark oak wood sign on the side of those. And that'll be again if you are having these windows open. On the other side, we're going to go and do the windows closed. So we're going to go ahead and just leave it as is for right now, and we're not going to do anything additional. So again, if you want the windows closed, we'll be going ahead and doing this design over here, leaving that blank. If you want the windows open, like you can see on this model here, we will be going ahead and leaving this, we'll be doing this design. Anyways though, I'll let you pick and choose whatever design you want, and we'll go ahead and continue on. Now, once we get to this point, we're going to place down a wither skeleton skull on top of this block here, this block of netherite. And for our wheel here, we're going to go and finish this off with a polished black stone block and a stair on both sides like that to finish that design off. Now, once we have that done, we want to go ahead and then place down a mossy cobblestone wall on both sides here and a dark oak wood fence gate there in the center. We're going to go and then grab ourselves some blocks of netherite and some grindstones. We're going to place down a block of netherite and then a grindstone here to both sides. We'll then grab our item frame and our iron bars. We're going to place down item frames here wrapped around that block and iron bars in those item frames like that for the cabling. Now after that is all done there, we also have a shulker box that's going to sit right here with a flower pot on top of it. So we'll grab a flower pot and that'll sit on top of it like so. And then we want to place down a dark oak fence gate that's going to be coming off the right side of it. So fence gate here, that's going to be opened up that way. We're going to then place down a green banner coming off that. Now on the other side here, we're just going to place down a mossy cobblestone wall in that space right there. Now once we get this all done, we then have our trailer hitch, which we are going to go ahead and set up. So for the trailer hitch here, we're going to go ahead and start off with place down a polished black stone slab that's going to be on top of this third dark prismarine block. And we're going to go then place down a skeleton skull, wither skeleton skull at a 45-degree angle there to both sides. A block of netherite here in the center, a daylight detector to both sides, turn that to night mode. We're going to go ahead and then place down a lever facing toward those daylight detectors, and then lastly a dark oak wood trapdoor in the very center, like so. And that right there is going to basically complete the design here we have for the truck. Now at this point in time, we want to go ahead and then continue our design going upwards. So this is going to be done by placing down a green terracotta block that's going to go up from there at an angle, and then we're going to place down one full block out to the side. Middle space here, we're going to continue our dark oak wood up downstairs going across with a row of 3. We're going to go then take our dark oak wood top slabs, and we're going to place down one top slab going forward like so on both sides. Now after that is done, on the back here, we're going to continue a dark oak wood stair coming up that green terracotta block there, as well as green carpet to the sides, and then a row 3 of green carpet across that center there. Moving all the way to the back of the vehicle, we're going to go ahead and just very simply place down a green terracotta block on top of these mossy cobblestone walls, then a tripwire hook on both sides of these green terracotta blocks, as well as a dark oak trapdoor here on the back, closed laying flat against it. Just to go ahead and finish off the back here of the trailer, we're going to go ahead and place down a dark oak stair also on top of these green terracotta blocks, then a zombie head on the insides here, and that right there is pretty much it for that. Also a dark oak trapdoor here on the back of those stairs as well. So that's it for that. And then for this chain work here, it's going to go ahead and go up from these chains here. We're going to place down 2 going up at an angle, so just like that, and then we're going to go ahead and place down 1 coming off these zombie heads. So it's going to look something just like that there for that chain design there. And with that all done, that right there is going to pretty much wrap up what we have for layer number 5 here. And with that, we'll be going ahead and moving into our next layer. Here again is an overview of what it looks like from the top-down view. So with that, again, we'll be moving into our next layer, which will be layer number 6. Alright guys, so moving into layer number 6 here, to go ahead and kind of get started, we're going to go ahead and place down a dark oak stair here, and then we want to go ahead and then place down a dark oak stair to both sides. Now, Right here, you do have the option of either leaving the inside open or leaving the windows open or leaving them closed. I'm going to go ahead and do the right side with basically these openings closed, and then the right side, or the left side, sorry, with the openings open. So we're going to place down a dark oak wood stair, then an item frame, and then we're going to place down our black bed in the item frame, rotated sideways, and our dark oak wood sign. This here is going to be for having that closed. If you want the hatch open, you'll very simply just place down a dark oak wood trapdoor. So it'll look like that. So you have the two options to choose between. Then over here to the sides, we're going to go ahead and place down a zombie head, or rather first a end rod, and then a zombie head. And over here, same thing, end rod, and then a zombie head. Now, what's nice about this here is that depending on what design you're doing, if you're having the windows closed, you can place down a dark oak wood corner stair. If you are having the windows open, you can't really place down a corner stair. However, there is a way around it. For Java players, we'll go ahead and type in the command /give /app Minecraft :debug. If I can figure out how to spell debug here. There we go. So debug stick. So that's that command, this command right here. So by pressing enter, you'll get this glowing stick. What we can actually do here is we can change the shape of the stair. So obviously you can change the facing of it, but we can also go ahead and change the shape to actually kind of make it a corner stair. So we can do something like that. Now, if you don't have access to a debug stick, I would recommend probably just placing down a dark oak wood stair. That would be facing this direction, like that. However, since we do have access to a debug stick, we can go ahead and do this cool technique to have a stair that looks like that. And obviously the same thing for our mirrors will be done on both sides. Now, on the right side here, again, if you are having the windows closed, we're just going to place down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stairs like that across the side there. Actually, sorry, it's going to be 6. We're going to then place down item frames on the side of the stairs that are right above those full blocks. And we're going to go ahead and do the same thing we did for the front. So this is just going to have a black bed like so, angled sideways, and then a dark oak wood sign. Again, for these little slits or those little openings like so. And then over here on the other side, we're going to go ahead and just leave the space open, and on each one of these mossy cobblestone walls, we're going to place down dark oak wood stairs. And then on both sides, we'll have a row 3 that goes across between those rear stairs, and it'll look something like this. So you either have these openings here, you have those doors open, and you can see that the hatch kind of hangs down right here, and that's your slit that would be up there. And then over here on this side, you can see we have the slits closed. So again, it kind of depends on what scenario you're putting this in. If you're putting it more in kind of a direct line of fire type of situation, you may want to have those windows closed. If you're having this kind of just working some backline work, I would imagine the windows being open is something that they would go with. So again, those are a couple options for you, and I do recommend, since there is no interior for this build unless you do make one, to fill the inside in here with black concrete. Just kind of makes everything look a little more solid and kind of gets rid of that weird just emptiness inside there and fills it in a little bit better. So again, that right there is basically the two options you can do there for the cab. Anyways, though, continuing on, we're going to go ahead and then place down a zombie head. That will be coming off the side here of these two dark oak wood stairs. We're going to go ahead and then place down another block of netherite in the inside here, in the middle, and then a grindstone on both sides. We're going to place down our 2 item frames and our iron bars on them like that for our second winch. We're also going to place down a iron bar on top of this fence gate here, and then on top of that, we're going to go ahead and place down a flower pot. If you're on Java, we can also go ahead and extend the iron bar to kind of go off in one direction like that. So it kind of shows a couple of these little basically these little sticks or joysticks, whatever you want to call them, popping up, as these kind of are the controls here for the winches and stuff like that. They have a kind of multiple sticks that pop up that the operator would be pulling on to, extend the winch, pull the winch, stuff like that. So that is right there is a little design we can do there. Again, just one iron bar really isn't going to make or break the build. After that is all done there, we're going to go ahead and then place down a dark oak wood fence post here. We also want to go ahead and grab ourselves a chain again. We're going to place down a chain here on top of the grindstone, and we then want to go ahead and skip a space, and we're going to place down another chain like this going up. So it's going to look like that there for that section. And we then want to go ahead and place down a little addition here to the right side that I have been forgetting to do. It's pretty simple though. It's just a wither skeleton skull coming off this side here, an air brick fence post up, and then a polished black stone wall. So that's just going to be kind of our exhaust there. So that's just going to be over there on the right side for now. And now we get into the trailer portion. So the trailer portion we have going on here is pretty simple. It's just going to be an anvil on top of this block here. And we want to go ahead and then place down a mossy cobblestone wall in front of the anvil. And that's going to be followed with 2 green terracotta blocks, or rather 1 green terracotta block out to the sides. We then want to go ahead and grab our green shulker boxes, and we're place down a green shulker box coming off both sides there of those green terracotta blocks. We're going to then take our daylight detectors, we're going to go back 1 from those green terracotta blocks, then a row of 3 across, and we're going to go ahead and then take our dark oak wood slabs, and we're going to place down a row of 3 of dark oak wood slabs. We'll then take our green shulker boxes, and we're going to go ahead and run it off the side there of those daylight detectors and slabs like so. As well as taking green carpet, we're going to place it on top of these 2 blocks here. And we then want to go ahead and place down a dark oak wood slab, going back from those fence posts, or rather those shulker boxes, followed by a fence post on both sides there on the inside, and then also a zombie head here on top of this block here. We'll lastly go ahead and grab some item frames and some tripwire hooks. And we're just going to place down an item frame here on these 2 stairs with a tripwire hook that will be facing toward the rear. So it's just going to be like that on both sides there. And once we have that all done there, that is going to wrap up everything there is there for the trailer for that part. And with that, that's going to complete everything there is there for layer 6. Again, taking a look at it from above, this you should have them top-down view. Again, your cab may be a little different depending on if you did the same design on both sides or whatever you went ahead and did for the cab. But yeah, that right there is what you want for the top-down view, and the back of our trailer is complete, so we don't have to worry about that. So anyways, that right there is going to complete everything for layer 6, and with that, we'll be going ahead and moving into our last final layers here of the build. Alright guys, so moving into our last final layers, we have basically layer 7, 8, and 9. So pretty simple stuff. We're going to go ahead and start off by basically working on our cab. We're going to place down a row of 3 of daylight detectors across the top here, and then a green carpet on top of the dark oak trapdoor if you do have the front little slits open. After that, we're going to go ahead and place down an air daylight detector back, and again, an optional feature here is just some extra cargo or something mounted on the top of the roof here. This is just 2 of these stripped birchwood logs across. You can go ahead and obviously replace them with daylight detectors if you want a more clean look. We're going to go ahead and place down an air row 3 of our daylight detectors across. This is going to be followed with a dark oak wood stair here, a daylight detector to both sides, another dark oak wood stair like this, so this time kind of rotated. In that middle space, we're going to go ahead and also place down a spruce wood trapdoor. And then coming off going toward the back here, another stair like that. And again, a daylight detector in the corners. After we have that all done, we're going to then take our green carpet and we're going to place it on these 3 stairs here. And forward of this, we have our machine gun. We're going to come back to that in a second, but we're going to leave it as is for right now. Now, on this back section here, we want to go ahead and go up from the grindstones with a dark oak wood fence gate. And this fence gate here is going to be opened up here toward the back. So it's going to sit like that. We then want to go ahead and grab some item frames, as well as some snowballs. And we're going to place down item frames here and snowballs for these spotlights here on the back. We then want to go ahead and go up 1 dark oak wood fence post here, so 1 more going up, and then a dark oak wood sign on the side here of the fence post. So this side here and this side, as well as 1 chain going up here, and a we're going to go and leave that as for right now. Then we're going to go ahead and grab a dark oak wood slab. So grab 1 from here. We're going to place it down on top of our fence post, 1 back, 1 and 2 forward, and then on the bottom of that fence post, or on the bottom of this slab here, we're going to place down a grindstone that comes down like that. After that is done there, we're going to go ahead and then place down a wither skeleton skull that's going to go on top of this wall like that. And after that is all done there, that's it for that crane mechanism, and we have a little detail here on the trailer. So the trailer, some really simple detail. It's going to be 2 rails going back, a lever like this on both sides, have that pointed toward each other, and we then want to go ahead and grab a flower pot, and we're going to place down a flower pot here on top of those dark oak wood fence posts. And after that's done, the last thing for us to do here for this tutorial will be to go ahead and build our machine gun. So our machine gun here, pretty straightforward design. We're going to go ahead and grab an end rod, a chain, polished blackstone stair, anvil, dark oak wood fence gate, a zombie head, a redstone comparator, and we're also going to need an item frame and a black bed. So for this design, pretty simple. We're going to place down an anvil on top of this stair, polished blackstone upstairs stair going forward, followed by a chain, or an end rod, and then a chain. We're going to go ahead and then go to the right side here of the stair, place down a item frame, black bed rotated sideways, and then a dark oak wood sign on the side of the stair. Then a dark oak wood fence gate on the back here of the anvil, opened up toward it. On this side here, a zombie head, and then on the very top here of the stair, a redstone comparator again, or sorry, repeater, my bad, with the notches spread apart like so. And after you have that all done right there, that is going to complete layers 7 through 9, and with that, that's going to complete my tutorial here for the M25 Dragon Wagon Tank Transporter. Hopefully you guys do enjoy this design and are able to put good use. If you've been using this build, I do ask that you guys give me proper credit for it. This will be anything from a sign of the build, link to my channel, or this video if it does appear on any social media sites. As long as you guys give me proper credit for your free user for project you guys are working on, overall enjoy the build, have fun with it, and all that fun stuff. Again, a big special thanks to Patreon supporter Derek Frost Westbrook for making this tutorial possible, and as always, feel free to check my Patreon page. Link is always in my video descriptions. And yeah, with that, thank you guys again so much for watching. As always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. This has been your 2x4, and I'll see you guys next time.